Thanks, Jake. Definitely an interesting game to open up round one of the 2017-18 NTFL season. Hodgie, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, this is an exciting one. Obviously, two different approaches. Very youthful St Mary's against a fairly experienced Nightcliff Tigers.
So Smith and O'Halpin in the ruck wins the contest. O'Halpin gets the ball out to centre half forward. Nightcliff in control here, getting it inside 50 early. And a great mark there to Julian Lockwood.
Yeah, big Jules really putting his mark on it early there, Nico. Obviously, one of the tall timber is part of this Tigers side. So just before the game started, you notice the likes of Lockwood and those O'Halpin brothers, just really big bodies compared to the Saints. And yeah, that could play a real role here early as he lines up. Yeah,
Nightcliff definitely showed their intentions early. Just get the ball forward at any cost there, and good mark by Jules Lockwood.
So Lockwood on the approach, 45 out, set sail, and he's dobbed it. He's got the opener for Nightcliff, so they get the first goal here. 1 goal straight, 6 to Saints. Yet to score, just 55 seconds played.
Tell you what, that is the exact start that they would have wanted, the Tigers. They would have been nervous. Obviously, plenty said coming into this through the pre-season. They know that they're one of the premiership favourites here, and to get that start right out of the gate, that'll really ease the confidence and put a bit of pressure on the Saints as well.
Yeah, no real finesse about it. They just wanted to get the ball forward, I suppose, inside 50 and create that scoring opportunity, and well done to Northcliff Tigers.
You just see the Dukes there from Jules Lockwood. He's going to play a real role up forward today.
So Smith and O'Halpin back in the middle to get it back underway. Cam Eilert hits in the contest hard, and we picked out a free kick here. And it's going to be O'Halpin. No, it's not. And we're off back in. Eilert looking to get his hands on the ball. And a strong mark there. Got a bit of an ear massage, but great mark.
One of the players are down too.
So Eilert sends the ball in. Raf Clark in good position here, and good mark from Raf Clark. Got one high. Play on. Justin Cooper on the outer wing, hunting the ball. Handball over the top, Nightcliff in control. Could have been holding the ball, and it is. So good tackle there from Justin Cooper.
I think that's Althouse Cooper down there is in that marking contest with Cam Eilert. He looks in a fair bit of strife here.
So Raf Clark back to Cooper, looking to bring the ball across the ground. Vallejo, of course, come out of retirement, Hodgie.
Yeah, obviously came back to play this game, and obviously St Mary's early on showed their intent with just controlling the football, but a bit of a turnover there.
So back on the outer wing, and we're going to get a ball up, Jake.
Well, I'm still looking at Althouse Cooper down here on this forward flank right near the commentary box side. Yeah, he's still down and getting attended to quite a bit. Can see Ryan Moo ready to interchange. I think he'll probably come on here. And as we can see here on the replay, Cam Eilert backing in. I think there's a bit of a clash of heads there as we get back underway with play.
So it's a bit of a scrap on the outer wing. The umpire circling. Ball pops out, play on. And the ball's kicked up to centre half forward. Good spoil there by Nightcliff. And it looks like the stretcher's going to come out. So we're just going to have a stop in play here.
Yeah, I think there was just a real clash of heads there. You certainly don't like to see that this early on in the season, just minutes in, and, he was bravely going in, and, full credit to Cammy Eilert, who was bravely going back with the flight of the ball, and you expect that out of the great players, but, yeah, you've really got to feel for, I think that's right now.
Yeah, it is, Jake. Yeah, he's a very courageous young player, and he showed it there. Obviously, great mark from Cammy Eilert, but also Ryan Althouse Cooper kept his eyes on the footy, took the hit from Vallejo and got sandwiched between the two, and then obviously we saw straight after that, Raf Clark going back with a flight, took a really good mark as well. So we've seen some very courageous acts early on. Like I said, Ryan Althouse Cooper is a very promising young footballer here in the territory, and for him to go back with the flight there just is exactly the way he plays his footy. Very brave.
You can see just due to that break here, there's been quite a few substitutions come on. Josh Heath's come on for the Saints. Thompson as well for the Saints has come on. So both teams taking that opportunity to get some, well, not that you really need the fresh legs in game one, but, they're definitely just making the most of that opportunity as, we're still got Ryan Althouse Cooper getting tended to here. Hodgie is someone who watches a lot of football. How would this be for players on both sides, seeing someone go down so early? And what are the likes of Raf Clark and Cam Milet, Nathan Brown saying to their respective players?
I think you'll see the experienced players grabbing their side in. It's an opportunity. That first couple of minutes of the game, the pace was really on, the pressure, and it's an opportunity for those senior guys to settle down those younger players now. A little bit of a break in play, and I think you can see Raf and Iggy Vallejo doing that right now. But what I did notice in those first couple of minutes, a little bit of a difference in the style of play. Obviously, Nightcliff just looked at trying to get the ball forward at all costs, nice and quick, get it inside 50, create some scoring opportunities. On the flip side, St Mary's, when they did get the ball in hand, they did try and maintain possession of the footy and a little bit slower across half-back, and obviously just wanted to control the tempo of the game. So that was quite interesting in those first couple of minutes.
What did you make of Cammy Islet's start? Obviously took a great mark there and was very involved early in those rucks as Ryan Althouse-Cooper comes off on the stretcher here. Plenty of applause from the crowd as well. What do you make of Cammy Islet's start? To really assert himself on the game, because you know him better than most.
I think he made his intentions quite clear at those first couple of stoppages in the middle. He really put his head over the ball and attacked it, and again with the flight of the ball. So I know there's been a fair bit going on the off season with his move over to Nightcliff, and I think knowing Cammy, he would have want to make those intentions really clear early on. And so far his attack on the football has been first class and exactly what you would expect from a champion like Cammy Islet.
Yeah, and I think what I know is from Cammy too is when the teams were having their pre-bounce run around, he was leading from the front, so he's definitely taking on that. He's obviously assistant coach, but really taking the lead, and I guess he wanted to show his former Saints teammates as well that, I'm leading from the front here, and, that I've still got it, and I'm here to make a difference. So, Ryan Althouse-Cooper just coming off over the sideline now, so our thoughts are with him and the Nightcliff Football Club and his family as well. Hopefully it's just a concussion and we might be able to see him back in a couple of weeks as we get play back underway, Nick.
So here's Cam Islet screaming inside 50, misses the target. Raf Clark there to mop up. He misses the target. So it's inside 50 for Nightcliff. There's a bit of a scrap on the outer wing, and we're going to get another ball up 30 metres around from the Nightcliff goal.
As you'd expect early on, skill's probably not 100%, a little bit scrappy, but I'm sure as the game progresses, the heat of the speed of the game and the pressure will potentially back off a little bit, and you'll see players starting to find their targets.
Interesting to see Satanta helping up at full forward. I thought maybe he'd play at half forward, but yeah, he's right up on, arguably the best defender in the competition in Johnny Anstez, as the Saints try to come away with the ball here, but it's pretty messy in there.
So we're out here, the Saints are away, they put it outside 50, but a good strong mark there by Clayton Holmes. Inside 50 again. Could have been dropping the ball. Umpire says yes, and it is holding the ball. So good tackle there. And high, so we're going to get a 50.
Geordie Cullen there, using his smarts over his couple of years here in the top end, and he'll happily trot up a couple of metres and say thank you very much for that. As really they've got now their first opportunity to attack in this game. Geordie Cullen bringing it in here, and they'll look and try and work their way inside 50 here, right from that centre circle.
So inside 50 for the Saints. Good defensive spoil there. Big White gets his hands to it. Handball's out. The kick gets away, but it's a mark down there to Dirksen.
Nice to see Big Sauce getting his hands on the ball early there from the ruck. He's certainly one of the more mobile ruckmen going around, and that battle between him and O'Halpin certainly going to have a big role to play in how this match pans out, as Nightcliff have plenty of room down this left flank. Jules Lockwood again with the Jukes out on that 50-metre line.
Some good gut running there. Cam Islet got burned there in the middle there, Hodgie. Did you see that?
Yeah, they had a few options in board. Obviously, it opened up from on that far side. Matt Bricknell on the far side. Probably decision-making wasn't 100%, but as you can see, their intention, they want to move the ball as quick as they possibly can today, and they did there from their back line.
So Big Sauce Smith, he's covered a bit of ground in the early stages of this game. He was just down the other end just 1 minute ago.
Got a few Saints players here looking to make a change. Debutants too. I think that's just going to be very interesting. Nick Yaron's played plenty before, but Big Shannon Singh will be interesting to see how he goes. What do you know about him, Hodgie, coming from the Wadair region?
Bill Ewan, actually, Jake. Yeah, look, promising young player. Played some footy at St Mary's before, and yeah, fantastic to see him get a debut today. And obviously, St Mary's have got 6 debutants today. And as you can see, it's very congested around these stoppages. Pressure's right on, and not really giving any side an opportunity to clear the ball cleanly. But obviously, they're going to need to get clean hands on the ball and get it forward for their side.
A couple of changes there for Nightcliff looking to come as well as the ball comes out. Oh, Halpin gets his hands on the ball there.
Smothered there on the outer flank, and it's getting a bit scrappy now. Umpire circling, and he says he'll ball it up.
Yeah, the pressure right on there. Obviously, no one was able to clear that ball. Good pressure from both sides to keep that ball in for another stoppage.
So
nice
Smith
tap
with
from
the
Sauce.
tap, and he's given away the free kick for shepherding out. So O'Halpin attacking here. He looks to move it to his brother Satanta. He's got the sit, and it's just over his head and through for 1 behind.
I tell you what, they certainly don't seem to be missing Seb Gilhouse. You know, easily the biggest ruckman in the competition. They've just brought in Zach O'Halpin, and he's certainly making his presence felt early on.
Could see a deliberate call here, and he's going to be pinged here. So a St Mary's free kick.
Johnny Anstez brings it back in.
Mitchie Musgrove in his first game.
Musgrove with a nice kick to McGrath. Now McGrath looking inside, but there's nothing on. Play on now. McGrath gets the ball back, puts it to centre half forward.
Joshy Heath with a great mark. Playing well above his height there, and he's found it back in though. Oh, he might get pinged here.
And he's going to be advantage paid. Or Justin Cooper nearly run him down.
Josh Cheek.
It's going to be a free kick paid downfield for a late bump.
Interesting to see Jaden McGrath playing off the half back line. I thought he would have been playing up forward a little bit more. One of the more experienced players in this side is Josh Cheek. Whips it up onto the left foot, intercepted there. Calling for some players to come forward. Although it goes short there to Liam Holt-Fitz.
So Holt-Fitz goes inboard. Joshy Heath there to try and mop up, but it's all Nightcliff with the numbers, although a thumble. Play on, says the umpire. No, it's going to be paid a throw.
You've got to enjoy the hustle from Ryan Moo. There's not many more exciting players in this competition. I love the way he attacks the foot. He's only a little bloke, but he's got that great leg speed and just loves getting around the footy. I love the way he plays.
Yeah, great pressure player as well.
So Josh Cheek turning it over there.
Scott Freeman, nicely done under pressure there. Kemi Eilert coming through. And that's what he's so good at, Cam Eilert, just that strength around the ball as it goes over the sideline.
And it was 2-on-1 there, Hodgie. He really did well to get it out and to reset.
Yeah, there was a very interesting matchup there too. The Cami Eilert, who's very experienced against the Mark Garen Gaia, who in his first game gets to mark Cameron Eilert, which is a difficult matchup for him.
So Rav Clark with the tap down, Nightcliff attacking.
Iggy Valasia, just beautiful to watch. That's what over 300 games of NTFL will do for you. Just read that bounce perfectly, put it into space. And tell you what, Saints have got a bit of room out here.
Here's little Eric Kantari now on the burst forward for St Mary's, looking for Smith over the top of his head, although he's mopping up there. And it's getting a bit scrappy, although Nightcliff have cleared it out.
Oh, they've done well there. Big Kane Riley there, just with the kick in. He's one of the players I enjoy watching most in this competition. So athletic as Nightcliff bring it away. O'Halpin looking to get, very good around the feet, right around the knees there as Johnny Anstez. That's 2 big men wrestling right amongst it there as we get into the thing, and they're going to run this one right in here. Matthew Bricknell, I think, just chucks that through for a great goal, really out of nowhere. And that's the second there for Nightcliff.
Yeah, Saint players caught out there, obviously up the ground a bit further on. Nightcliff, quick transition from their back line into their forward line and just outnumbered, like you said, Jake, that pick up from O'Halpin. Very impressive for a big guy. And
2 metres tall, 100 kegs, and he's went down and got it on around his ankles.
And young Matty Britnell's just got himself into space and a little handball over the top. So really good transition to play. Then obviously we've seen early on it's been very scrappy, as you would expect, first game of the season. But I think, both sides are putting a hell of a lot of pressure on to to cause those turnovers as well.
Of course, Johnny Anstey's without doubt one of the strongest men in the competition. If you have a look at the guns on him, I certainly want to mess with him. But geez, O'Halpin's just really giving him a real good wrestle there, and that's going to be a great contest, especially if Nightcliff keep bringing the ball forward so often. Henry Labastida, another man who's back, gets it out nicely there. That's Eric Kinthari bringing it off, putting off to Yarra, and puts it inside 50. Who's there?
And it's all Nightcliff there, although he stepped off his line. Play on, says the umpire. No, he's going to bring it back, and it's going to be 50 metres, so he didn't actually call play on there, so 50 metres going to Nightcliff.
Francis Kinthari early on in the game has had a couple of touches, looked pretty electrifying, where he took that mark just then, moved the ball quickly, really didn't have an option to go forward. Maybe he needed just to slow the play down a little bit and wait for something to open up.
I think that was Eric too, Hodge. I think Francis is down in Melbourne.
Absolutely.
But Eric Kinthari, just as exciting, no doubt. So here we go, Big Sauce, just getting... Oh, actually, he's gone straight to the Nightcliff player, and they could be on again here. No, nicely done. Anstez brings back out. Pretty messy in here. Who's going to... Nightcliff are there first. It's sort of... Oh, geez, messy in there. So we get one round the corner, and that'll go out on the full by about 4 centimetres.
That was big Scott McLeod then, boys. He's moved over from the Palmerston Magpies, played a few games with Thunder this year, and a 30-plus-year-old, and his effort and the way he plays his footy is pretty impressive, so he's good inclusion for the Nightcliff Tigers.
So we're going to have a boundary throw in here, 15 metres around from the Nightcliff goal. Let's see if I can get the clearance and get another goal here. Look out, Cam Islet's there.
Geez, that's a great handball.
Gets the hands out. And we're going to have another throw in on the opposite pocket.
You've got to love the way that Cam Islet just gets the ball and that accurate hand pass, about 12 metres, just straight onto the target.
Yeah, it was pretty clean around that stoppage. That's what both sides need, a bit more cleanliness around these stoppages and get the ball cleared out.
So we're back into it. O'Halpin wins the tap. Looks like it's going to be...
Nicky Yaron's done well there.
Cam Islet does well to try and keep it in, but we're going to have another boundary throw in.
I think what Rick Nolan's been doing smartly, you can see those rotations coming quite quickly through the midfield for St Mary's, a lot quicker than the Nightcliff ones. I can see Jaden McGrath and Josh Heath about to come on here as well. I think Rick, maybe Hodgie, is just trying to keep those boys filtering through quite quickly.
Yeah, hot day. A lot of guys playing their first games, and obviously you want to keep them nice and fresh, so they're running as hard at the end of the game as what they are at the start.
So a bit of a scrap here at half forward for Nightcliff. Play on, says the umpire. It's out now. Cooper paddles it forward. Musgrove. It's a really scrappy game, Hodgie, although Nightcliff get it out there. Inside 50 for Nightcliff now, and O'Halpin sees it over the line for another throw-in. Yeah,
you're right, Nico. Look, it's been quite contested the whole time. A lot of pressure on both sides around the ball and the ball carrier, causing these simple skill errors, but I'm sure the game will open up as it goes on.
How do you think St Mary's will be feeling now? 13 points to 0, or that could change in a second as it goes to 14 points to 0. But, you know, it's not often that they're haven't got a score on the board halfway through a first quarter, but also, you know, behind on the scoreboard. Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah,
do you think that they're ready?
And we've just seen a turnover here. Nightcliff have got another shot on goal. Look, they've definitely created their own opportunities going inside 50 and just haven't capitalised on that. And some simple skill errors again. See there, Nightcliff are capitalising on those skill errors, and they're turning them into scoring opportunities and converting.
So Matthew Bricknell on the approach now from about 45 out. Sets sail for home, and it's a goal.
Solid kick of the
great
footy.
Kick from 45 out.
It's his second as well.
Another one of their local juniors that have come through their program. Good little players. Played at Thunder this year, and a very good set shot at goal. So exciting to see him up and about, and he's kicked his second for the day already.
Yeah, he's looking very good. Probably, you know, when you're talking about the Islets and the O'Halpins up in that forward line, Bricknell probably is the one that wasn't the one that we were expecting to talk about too much, but to get 2 goals in this first quarter, it sort of seems that maybe that smaller forward, being such a scrappy game, might play more of a crucial role than we thought.
And he's a very smart young player, Jake. He gets into really good positions, and he knows where the goals are. Very good set shot, but also very good on the run as well.
So O'Halpin and Smith do battle in the ruck again. Good clearance there by O'Halpin. Puts it inside 50.
He was a great kick.
Satantaro helping. Jeez, he's been dominant
He's strong,
early.
isn't he?
Puts it up, play on, says the umpire. We've got another scrap on here. Raf Clark with the tackle. And it's going to be a throw and a free kick to St. Mary's.
Yeah, every opportunity that ball comes in high into that Nightcliff forward line, you'll see Raf Clark will drop off his opponent and come off and help Johnny Anstez to spoil that ball, as he did then to create the 2-on-1. Doing it very well.
Geez, you've got to like the strength of that O'Halpin, though, combining with Jules Lockwood.
He's a big boy.
As Johnny Anstez puts it out just outside 50. Crashing the pack there. Clayton Holmes.
Yeah, Clayton Holmes looked like an impressive player. There's a few times there where he's rolled off his man to then come in and affect that contest. He's done it again there, punched the ball over the line to keep the ball in that forward half for Nightcliff.
So the boundary throw-in on the half-forward flank for Nightcliff sees O'Halpin dominant in the ruck. Joshy
Ruckman to Ruckman there.
Gets the clearance out. So we're in the middle of the ground here. And little Eric Kantari does a good job to make the spoil, although
really
Nightcliff put it back inside 50. Clean bowls Raf Clark. O'Halpin tackled. Play on, says the umpire. And we've got another free kick. This is for Nightcliff. So they can send it back inside 50. Hodge, we haven't seen St. Mary's up forward much, have we?
No, just those simple skill errors and turnovers are costing them at the moment. They just need to be a little bit cleaner and maintain possession of the ball.
So O'Halpin, he drops Jesus. What he should have taken. Play on, says the umpire. Raf Clark puts on the Shepherd. And a nice
Cheek
little
just gets
kick.
a hold of it.
And just marks inside, so looks to go inboard.
I like the look of Josh Cheek's left foot here. He's been very accurate so far this game. One of the more guys who's actually had a bit of influence for the Saints through that middle. Justin Cooper with a pretty flashy haircut to go with some pretty flashy play, Nick.
Yeah, I love that hairstyle. I wish I had hair, let alone to do that hairstyle. Anyway, so the kick here
from Musgrove. One of 3 Musgroves in the team today, so pretty...
big climb there from Jordan Cullen. Although we've just got to stop him play for a minute. It looks like there's a bit going on between Big O'Halpin and maybe Raf Clark.
Raf Clark and O'Halpin have just said hello and welcome to season 2017-18.
Is that a blood rule coming off there, is it?
Yeah, definitely blood rule. Iggy Vallejo is just bleeding from the eye. A little bit going on with the O'Halpin brothers and Raf Clark and Iggy Vallejo as well. Some of the more Saints experienced players, I think, have got under their skin. And
sure, but umpire Mark Noonan is bringing one of the O'Halpins with him pretty closely here.
It's good to have a personal escort with umpire Mark Noonan. He's a very passionate man, very passionate umpire, Hodgie.
I'm not 100% certain what's happened there, but I think he's been sent off for an indiscretion and potentially reported. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to find out what happened.
We'll get a bit of information on that, but I think considering Mark Noonan said here's the sideline pal, that we won't see him again for a little while. Iggy Vallejo will have to see how bad that cut was as well.
So Mitch Musgrove with the 50, that takes him up to the forward flank for St. Mary's. So this is probably their only 3rd or 4th entry, and he puts them inside 50 now with the kick. Well, there's another Nightcliff numbers, but no, there's been a free kick paid
in the back there.
In the back, so St. Mary's going to get the shot on the goal, and that would be
Jack
with Jack Musgrove. So there is, as you said, a lot of Musgroves today.
Yeah,
Jake.
three of them today, and well done to St. Mary's and that program they've got with the Musgroves coming through, and a very talented family, and I'm sure the folks in the family will be very proud to have 3 of them running around today, Hodgie.
Yeah, absolutely. As Jack has a shot on goal and just kicks to the right hand side. Yeah, very impressive, the 3 Musgrove brothers out there playing. 6 debutants playing for St. Mary's today. Very interesting boys going inside 50. St. Mary's have blazed away, kicked the ball. They haven't really got any height or marking players down there, and Nightcliff have had the numbers to mop up most times. Yeah,
they've done it pretty easily, to be honest, Hodgie. Even on those 3 or 4 inside 50s as they fly away here.
Got them again on transition.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
So Scott McLeod goes inside 50, and there's a mark
Joel
there.
Cross in there.
Jaden Shaw, is it?
No, that's Joel Cross.
Joel Cross, sorry.
Very impressive transition of play from the kick in there. Very clean from Nightcliff. I think it's the first time We've seen the ball go from coast to coast and Nightcliff hit targets. Pretty impressive by Nightcliff's ruckman, Scotty McLeod, on his left side, hit Joel Cross, who's going to go back now and hopefully kick the goal for Nightcliff.
So Joel Cross on the approach, and it looks like he's dobbed it. So
certainly steered it through with the body.
They get their third goal now, Nightcliff. 3-2-20 to the Saints, just one behind. 24 minutes played in the opening quarter.
Yes, two very distinct different styles of play. You've seen St Mary's do hold the ball up across this back half, get forward to centre, and they just blaze away. Nightcliff, when they get the footy in hands, they just move it quickly. Their leg speed was fantastic, kicked to advantage of their teammates, and obviously created another scoring opportunity in inside 50.
It's actually 4-2-26 to one behind. I went a bit early on the crow there, Jakey boy.
Yeah, look, I think, as Hodgie mentioned, that was a coast-to-coast play, and Chris Bucks will be very happy to see that coming down that far left side of TIO Stadium, to see him go coast-to-coast as we go back up here.
So the tap down to Eilert. Eilert runs through. Play on, says the umpire. Another little scrap.
Look at those hands and that strength.
The core strength from the big boy, Cammy Eilert, is just absolutely extraordinary. And we're out on the outer wing now. Nightcliff on the attack. They've done a lot of attacking so far with a beautiful kick inside 50 to Ryan Moo. He plays on. He probably should have gone back and had a shot there. Hodgie's on the better angle, and now they've gone back inside.
That is just beautiful.
And guess who? Hodgie Cam Eilert.
Yeah. He started it all off, didn't he?
Yeah, very slick. Obviously, his attack on the footy through the middle. They got the ball. It was Farron James on the far side there that hit Ryan Moo. Ryan Moo possibly on his distance. Went to Matty Bricknell, as like I said earlier, Matty Bricknell, very smart. Cam Eilert just dropping into that hole now creates an opportunity for them to have another shot on goal.
And as he runs in here, I tell you what, he's probably the exact thing that St Mary's need at the moment, Cam Eilert. You know, he's winning all that ball in the middle, and as he gets it on the trusty right boot,
and he pushes it to
just
the
off to the right.
So 4-3-27 to the Saints. One behind, and we're back inside St Mary's.
Jaden McGrath, plenty of room to move here. Not a lot of options up forward, though, as it comes into the pack and the contest. Lovely hit out there. Josh Heath.
So Nightcliff trying to win the ball back. Here's Cam Eilert with a big bump. Play on, says the umpire.
Joshy Heath with some nice little footwork there.
Joshy Heath did a bit of a 1-2 step. That's a mark on the forward flank.
Hodgie said they need to get this in quicker than this. You know, when they're the smaller side, they really need to.
Well, they're going to get it inside quickly now because it's 50 metres.
They've definitely had their opportunities, boys. The forward of centre, they've just in that key inside 50 kick, they've turned it over, and Nightcliff have been able to rebound it quite easily. But we see Jimmy McMurtry here in his first game will get a shot on goal. Hopefully, kick Saints' first goal.
Yeah, this will be a massive moment for the Saints if they can get one back on them right here on quarter time as well, just as they can run back into the huddle and say, boys, we're still in this, we've still got it, we're only down a couple, but this is a big moment. So on the approach now to get Saints first, and he's dobbed it. So a much needed goal to close out the first quarter. Nightcliff 4-3-27 to the Saints, 1-1-7. We'll wrap it up. We'll be back right after this break.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm blue and far and wide.
a beer from up here.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared low control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1, bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
So a free kick here to St Mary's to get them on the attack early in the second quarter.
Yeah, Henry Labicito going to kick this one back in. One of the blokes who's thought about going around again for another year as he weighs it up. Always uses the footy really well as he bangs it in. Will probably just get into the 50-metre zone. Nicely done by Kane Riley there, and pushes it out as well.
And umpire Mark Noonan's paid holding the ball there, so we're going to get a free kick about 55 metres out.
Again, boys, just that execution going inside 50 from St Mary's, not perfect. But, you know, Hale, you know, great job to put that pressure on, get holding the ball, but they're just lacking that decision-making and that finesse going inside 50. Hopefully he can kick this to really kickstart their second quarter.
Yeah, Big Haley can put this one through. That's 2 goals in 2 minutes for the Saints, and they'll be up and about.
Absolutely.
Right on 50, he'll be kicking this.
So Hale sets home, and he's dodged it.
Great goal.
What a
Look at him get around
fantastic
him.
goal from Hale.
Yeah, really created that from nothing. Like I said, just that finesse and that decision-making going inside 50 and the execution from Labastida. Hale came in, great tackle, caused the holding the ball and has really gone back and nailed that goal, which they much needed, and they've got their second quarter off to a great start.
I think you can really tell that probably Coach Rick Nolan said to the boys, we really need to get the first one here again. We got the last one, let's get the first one, as you can see it on the replay here. Just that pressure, as you said, from Hale, gets the tackle on. Riley did well and tried to get out of it, but yeah, got the free there. And I tell you what, Hale probably kicked that from about 52 or 53 out and did it easy, so he's got a good leg on him as well.
Very good finish.
So O'Halpin and Smith back in the middle. It's been a good battle thus far. Smith wins the tap, although Islet's down there. Cammy Islet on the outer wing. Jeez, he's a strong unit as he does a forward flip. And Raph Clark with a nice
Nicely done,
spin
and
and
no look
trouble.
over the left shoulder.
So St Mary's on the attack here again early. Inside 50 now. Little Kantari has jobbed it. So they get 3 in a row here at TIO Stadium. What a great start, Lodgy.
Yeah, fantastic. That actually started off half back there. Josh Cheek's pressure. Cameron Islet had clean hands on the ball. Great pressure from Joshy Cheek. And then again, Raph Clark coming through, bodyline the footy, clean hands. Got it out to Thompson Moore, and they just got it forward.
Look at that, just on the replay there. You saw Raph with the over the left shoulder, no look pass. That's highlight reel stuff in round 1.
Yeah, that was a captain's attack on the ball. Had to attack the ball, had to take it clean, and he did. And Kanthari here, great finish.
He plays a lot like his brother Francis, doesn't he?
He even sidestepped Hale there, his own teammate there. He was that quick.
So back in the middle here with Smith and O'Halpin. Smith wins the tap. It's outside Nightcliff. Here's Cam Islet. Puts it forward.
Lovely kick in.
So it's Scott McLeod. Is that over?
Scott McLeod, yep.
Scott McLeod.
Joel Cross getting his plenty of ball early in that middle, working in really well with Cam Islet. Cam Islet kind of being that first body on the ball, and Joel Cross just sitting off him a little bit and getting a lot of ball.
It's interesting, St Mary's are getting first hands on the footy, but are fumbling around those stoppages, and Cross and Islet are cleaning it up.
Yeah, well, Ryan Smith has probably got the best of O'Halpin in the ruck areas. We get a snap here and just off to the left-hand side of the post, and we'll have a ball in. Yeah, Ryan Smith's probably getting the best of the ruck at the moment, getting his first hand on it, but it's that real speed around the ruck and that strength, I think, that you see from the likes of Cam Islet and Cross, really sort of bulldogging it at the ball there.
Yeah, mopping up very well. Saints are getting first hands on the ball, generally a fumble, which Cam Islet and Cross are cleaning that up and using it really well going forward.
So the throw in now, helping down to himself. Raph Clark, could be holding the ball here. Play on, says the umpire, and it's just off to the left. One behind to Nightcliff.
That was Bricknell again there. He probably will rue that opportunity. He had probably a little bit more time and space than he thought, and probably could have probably steadied himself to put that one through the posts. But Saints done well to get it out here. And look, they'll try and move it quiet up. You've got Justin Cooper available there, but it's gone to a contest. Great mark there by Nathan Brown, the skipper.
So Brown looking to attack again for Nightcliff. Picks up the target on the outer wing.
Slowing it down a bit, Nightcliff here, which hasn't really been the way that they've been playing it so far, but...
Islet with the spoil on Raph Clark. Raph might have copped one high. The umpire says play on. The ball spills out of the pack.
Henry Labastida getting around it to Cheek up the left wing. Going to get a contest here as the boys...
And we've got a boundary throw in on the outer wing.
Yeah, we did see in that first quarter, boys, that Nightcliff wanted to move the ball really quickly at all costs. You've noticed here in this second quarter they have slowed the tempo down a little bit. The game has opened up for St Mary's. They've been a lot more efficient coming outside of that back 50, but they just get to this centre wing, and you see here they've obviously got a boundary throw in, but they've just got to be a little bit cleaner going forward to create those opportunities for themselves.
So a short throw in there.
Great work by Smith to get first hands on the ball and follow it up and get it over. Fortunately, it's come inside 50. Oh, we might get a
So we've got a free
here
kick to Justin Cooper. Jinx.
Yeah, young Mitchie Musgrave was just cleaned up after he kicked that ball, and obviously creates the opportunity now for Cooper to go back and slot this one and get St Mary's right back in this game.
Well, it was silly, really, wasn't it? Because, I mean, he had the Nightcliff player had the mark and was ready to attack again.
Cooper not messing around here, coming in slow and steady, but...
Has he got the distance, Hodgie?
That's going to be the question.
Absolutely. He's generally a pretty good set shot on goal, so we'll back him in here.
So little Super Cooper puts it to the top. Has he dropped it? No, he's just pushed it to the right. So it's all been St Mary's this quarter as they move to 3-2-20 to Nightcliff 4-4-28. 6 minutes played in the second quarter. Turnover here, Cooper.
Cooper again.
With that hair, he could be pinked for holding the ball. He gets a hands out, and it's out on the full out to the left. So all the attacking here, St Mary's, they're having off to a really good start of this second quarter.
Yeah, much better pressure in that inside 50 as well. I think it's another thing. They're not letting Nightcliff get out quite as easily.
Yeah, their pressure's definitely lifted. I think that's definitely been a message from Rick Nolan. They need to lift in that area.
See the ball go over. I guess nothing, even though this second quarter's been a little bit better, they've still got plenty of stoppages coming in. So that early season scrappiness. Because St Mary's looked to make a couple of changes here through Singh and Thompson as well.
So Satano helping with the tap, although it lands in St Mary's hands. Ball to the top of the square now. Good contact.
Musgrove on about 4 Tigers here, but the ball's come out.
Here's
Cooper with a cheeky little tunnel ball move.
Through the legs, Kantari with a good tackle. Play on, says the umpire. There's bodies flying everywhere. Nicky Yarran trying to get the ball. The ball pops out. Cooper with the tackle. Play
Josh
on,
Cheek
says
with
the
a bit
umpire.
of room to move here. Just swings away. It was pretty good off the boot, but just had a bit of left to right on it.
They've had their chances here, St Mary's. Probably a couple they probably should have kicked, and they probably be in front at the moment. But their pressure's definitely listed, and they're getting first hands on the ball.
So St Mary's moved to 3-3-21. Nightcliff 4-4-28 with 8 minutes played in the second quarter.
Full credit to the St Mary's coaching staff as well, Rick Nolan and Stuart Davies, you know, to be able to make those adjustments early on and really make a difference quite quickly into this second quarter as Cam Eilert comes and absolutely monsters Josh Heath. Says, hello, former teammate, good to see you.
Looks like part of Cammy's rotation, Cameron Eilert's rotation is forward, so he's actually moved forward at the moment, coming out of the goal square with John Anstez playing on him.
Sorry, Zachary Dirksen just coming back on as Cam Eilert puts it back inside 50 for Nightcliff. And
he is so impressive. That was off the left foot too. Easy as you like.
And he's played on now, so the ball's in the pocket in dispute, although there's the ball's on the ground.
Mully a great pickup, Jules Lockwood.
Well done, John Anstez.
So we're away, St Mary's are away here. Bit of trouble here on the wing. This could be coming back quite quickly. Mark.
It's there by Powell.
So sends it inside 50. Here's Big Satanta. Raph Clark there to mop up. So the ball's in dispute, 2-on-1. Raph will do well to get out of this one, although looks like it's coming back in.
Yeah, Paddy White trying to take his time, didn't panic there. Back to the Captain Brown, who brings it into Ryan Moo. Gee, some real nice play, taking their time, and old Bricknell there just getting it in.
Guess who again, Hodgie?
Yeah, look, very impressive there, Nightcliff. Their pressure upped across this their half-forward line here, caused the turnover. St Mary's again, just a bit sloppy coming out of that back line. And you see Cammy going board, and Big O'Halpin's going to go back and have a shot on goal. But yeah, Bricknell's decision-making, that kick to Cameron Eilert, very impressive.
Well, I think that was about 6 or 7 targets hit in a row over short distance.
Yeah.
You know, Ryan Moo chipped it in, Bricknell chipped it in, Eilert chips it back in. You know, they're not panicking, and it's probably that little bit more experience that they've got, but also, you know, just knowing to do Well, Thomas Santanta comes in.
He's dobbed it. So Satano helping, getting the reply there for Nightcliff as they move to 5-4, 34 to the Saints. 3-3-21, 10 minutes played in the second quarter. Hodgie.
Yeah, look, before that goal then, the quarter definitely was owned by St Mary's. Their pressure and their ability to keep the ball in possession and maintain possession was very impressive. And you now see Nightcliff have just settled into this quarter, and you can see Ryan Moo there to Matt Bricknell, just maintain possession. You know, if they've got the football, the opposition can't score. So just compose themselves a little bit more and enable them to get that shot on goal.
Just hitting the targets, Hodgie, as well. It's sometimes as simple as that.
It's not rocket science, is it?
Yeah, and they've just done 6 or 7 in a row, and they've got a goal at the end of it against the run of play.
So,
Nicky Yarran really trying to assert himself on the game here. Only a little fella, but really attacking the ball nicely. But heavy contact here.
Big hit there. So play on, says the umpire. It was fair, allegedly.
Scotty Freeman down there. He's trying to get to his back to his feet. We got Singh here. He's trying to chip one in.
Oh,
probably a mark that should have been taken by Musgrove. Hale. Musgrove will get a second opportunity. Chips it off the left foot.
And rush through for a behind. So the Saints 3-4, 22 to
Brown
Nightcliff,
not mucking around here.
4-34.
They might find a bit of space if this one stays in.
So the ball in dispute on the outer wing. Could have been dropping the ball. Play on, says the umpire.
Scotty Freeman's obviously all right because he's got up and played that very nicely.
So Nightcliff on the attack here as they put it to half forward. Big contest on there. Play on, says the umpire.
Paddy White.
Paddy White into an open goal. Has dobbed it. Paddy White, what a goal. Hodgie.
Yeah, look, impressive ball movement there. They maintained possession again, but they moved it really quickly. They've gone back. We saw early in the quarter that Northcliff really tried to slow the play down, control tempo of the game. They've now reverted back. I'm sure Chris Bucks has got the message that they want to move the ball as quick as possible, and the last few minutes they've done that, and they've kicked 2 goals. So I think the quicker they move it, the better off they're going to be, because so far that's what's created all their scoring opportunities for them. And again, around stoppages, you know, St Mary's get first hands on it. A fumble there again. A lot of pressure around the stoppage, and Nightcliff able to mop it up and get it into their forward line.
We've seen that a lot of that action come down that scoreboard side where they've been extremely efficient with the ball. Is that just the way that the play is running, or do you think Nightcliff are trying to expose that side of the Saints' defence?
Potentially, I'm not too sure, but there seems to be a lot of space out there, doesn't there?
As they go right back out that way again as we talk about it. Henry Labastida gets his hands on the ball.
Pressure.
So Saints looking to get back on the scoreboard. Well, there's a good
attacks are well, but the experience of Nathan Brown comes off there.
So Bricknell inside 50 and a great mark there.
Jules Lockwood's been very good out in front today. He's got great mid. Someone, Hodgie, obviously you spend a lot of time with through the NT Thunder program. Tell us a bit more about Jules, and he's definitely he's not the skipper of the side, but he's definitely a leader of the side.
Yeah, spent most of last season out with a shoulder injury, so he's almost like a new recruit from this year. Like you said, great set of hands, and generally a really good kick of the footy as well. So hopefully he goes back and kicks this one.
Lockwood on the approach, 40 out, sends it sky high, but off to the right. So Nightcliff, 6-7-41 to the Saints, 3-4-22. Hodgie.
Boys, just quickly, Matt Bricknell's work rate early on in this quarter is basically his involvement and his cleanliness with the ball. Again, he hit up Jules Lockwood there. Has been very impressive early on in this quarter again.
McGrath gets his hands on the ball. Also been pretty good today, McGrath. Obviously former AFL player. As he scoots away here, shows a clean set of heels and chucks it in. Oh, good heavy contact there. Singh gets his hands on the ball. McGrath comes in again. That is just beautiful play from Jaden McGrath. That's the kind of play that really gets your teammates up and about. He started that off, he scooted away and just hit that at 100 miles an hour and gets rewarded with the free. And that's like you want to see. Well done from umpire Mark Noonan there, paying the hard work and the hard effort from Jaden McGrath.
I think the St Mary's supporters thought there was a bit of an advantage there, but yeah, great attack on the footy. Body line the ball, made sure it was his.
Rick Nolan loves that stuff as well, so he'll be very happy to see that.
Satanta cleaning up there in the midfield for Nightcliff, looking to go forward again. Ball in dispute on the forward flank.
Has Jaden McGrath not played footy for a while or something? He's throwing himself at everything.
He's played the Southern season, so he's back pretty fresh, loves his St Mary's Footy Club, and he started the game pretty impressive.
Abastida, lovely little left-handed handball there coming through. Not paid. Igvalajo, one of the best users of the footy in the competition. Yaron chucks it inside. Can Murtry get up?
That looked like in the back, but it wasn't paid, so another behind to the Saints. They moved to 3-5-23, Nightcliff 6-5-41, 15 minutes played in second quarter.
Nightcliff again attacking that right-hand side and finding space once again. I feel like that's something they really look to do as Joel Cross moves out onto the flank. Geordie Cullen intercepts. Chucks it to the contest.
So ball in dispute, although Nightcliff pushing forward again. But
Cullen again getting the ball a lot early. Chucks it on the right boot, not his favourite foot.
Here's little Super Cooper out the back. Play on, says the umpire. Big collision over there on the forward flank. And we're going to get a free kick, although advantage has been paid to Super Cooper. He drops the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Looks to get on his left, he's right. Singh misses, pushes to the left. So another behind to the Saints.
Yeah, they needed to finish that one. Nicky Yaron drew the free kick on the other side. His attack on the ball, his tackle pressure, outstanding. But they needed to finish that. They had to finish it.
Yeah, Cooper probably would like to have that one over again. Saw the opportunity and then kind of ran himself in about 7 circles. As Nightcliff come out again, they've done this well all day, really hitting it towards the sidelines and finding space. Again, more space here. Raph Clark attacks it nicely.
So Saints on the attack, although it's all Nightcliff back here inside 50. They look to move it inboard now. Looking for someone in the middle.
Yeah, they're out here.
Ricknell could have gone over the top, but a good kick to O'Halpin. Gee, I'll tell you what, O'Halpin's been really good today, hasn't he, Hodgie? Like, he's a big, strong unit, isn't he?
Yeah, he just keeps hitting up and presenting that option. Obviously, he's had to go into the ruck the last few minutes. He's moved forward now, but yeah, he just continues to hit up and provide that option. Him and Jules Lockwood have been pretty impressive up forward for Nightcliff so far this game.
There's only sort of so much that Johnny Anstez can do, one of the best defenders in the competition, if not the best, and always takes the best player for the opposition. But when you've got a big guy like O'Halpin, as he runs in here and chucks it on the right boot, looks pretty good, and he chucks his hand in the air and says, "Come on, boys, get around me."
He is up and about, the big boy, isn't he? So Nightcliff, they moved to 7-5-47. St Mary's 3-6-24.
As I was saying, there's only so much that Johnny Anstez can do, and when you've got 2 talls in there, you know, Halpin and Jules Lockwood, he can't take both of them. Raph Clark's doing his best, but he's trying to come off that half-back flank line as well. Hodgie, do you see a solution to try and cover both those bigs?
Yeah, look, I think the ball delivery into the forward line's been outstanding so far from Nightcliff to those big guys. So I think the St Mary's mids need to put a lot more pressure on that ball carrier to cause some ugly ball in to give those defenders an opportunity to defend.
McLeod and Smith do battle in the middle again. Ball in dispute. Play on, says the umpire. We had a little handball out the side, took the player on. As Nightcliff looked to go back inside 50 again. Satanda on the lead, hits him lace out. He's about 55 out, looks to wind up on the right, sends it forward into attacking 50. And Cam Eilert nearly takes a screamer, but play on, says the umpire. Ball still in dispute in the pocket. And it looks like we're going to have a ball up.
We might get a replay of Cam Eilert flying through the air there into his 30s, but he's still as athletic as ever and reads the play so well. Nice little tap down there, hand on the ball. That might go through for a behind.
Oh, so a rush behind here. Is he going to pay it? Oh, he's paid it. Mark Noonan has paid it. A deliberate point. Rushed point. Hodgie, you don't see that very often, do you?
No,
Jules Lockwood coming over the top 2 and said, "I'll have that one very much, thanks, pal," and chucked that one through for a major.
Jules Lockwood with the goal there. So I haven't seen that for a while, Hodgie. That the old deliberate rush behind.
No, you don't see it too often, but the experienced Mark Noonan was straight on, and I think he was spot on.
Yeah.
Obviously, the St Mary's defender there probably needed to clear the ball out that far side, and Lucky for Nightcliff, they get another shot on goal. And as dominant as St Mary's were in that first part of this quarter, St Mary's have just flexed their muscles in the last few minutes and kicked some goals, had some open play and used the ball really well and created those scoring opportunities to kick some fairly easy goals, and the leads opened up.
Yeah, Nightcliff raised the bat for the first time today as they've moved to 8-6, 54, 3-6, 24. What do St Mary's really need to do now to get back into this game as the ball goes up? Smith with a nice touch as Yaron again gets that ball out of the middle, finds it, chucks it in. Cooper gets his hands on the ball first, keeps his feet.
Here's little Musgrove.
Little Musgrove gets in.
And pushes it.
Oh, they needed that one. But good to see. That's what St Mary's haven't done enough today. Get that ball out of the middle, effective ball usage, and great play by Nick Yaron, who's done that a few times today.
Yeah, just clean at that stoppage there. Nick Yaron, great clearance, and obviously Mitchy Musgrove had to finish that to make sure they get him on the scoreboard. But just being clean around those stoppages is so important. Jake, it gives you first use in your forward line.
Well, and nice to pay Ryan Smith for the good work that he's done. He's been pretty good in the ruck today and probably hasn't got a lot of reward for it because Nightcliff have been so good around that ball. So good to see Nick Yaron and Big Sauce Smith trying to get a bit of chemistry there. Nightcliff kind of work their way back as they go through the middle but back out onto the left side, grandstand side of the field.
So Holmes with the dummy, plays on there, runs around. Looking to put it inside 50. Cam Eilert one-on-one.
Oh, he's strong.
But he's given away the free kick for holding Mark Noonan in a great spot to pay that free kick, Hodgie.
Yeah, very
that
smart.
Should have been 50.
Yeah, Cameron Eilert probably glad he's not playing rugby league or rugby union with that pass. That was an absolute barney of a pass.
Stinker.
He's gone for the spiral rugby league pass and absolutely bombed it.
So it's going to turn over here on the forward flank. Nightcliff going to put it back inside.
Josh Cheek, nice done there.
Cheek inside now. Geez, they're away if I can get it over the top quickly, but Nightcliff doing well to cover the mark there. So the kick inside 50. Umpire will pay that mark if it gets there. Play on. Musgrove, he's been good, the little unit, although he turns it over. And Nightcliff back on the attack again, straight through the guts here. As Nightcliff put it inside 50, misses the target. Who's out the back for St Mary's? Vallejo, with his head strapped up like Joel Selwood.
Yaron, what can he do this time?
Yaron keeps it in.
He's
done well there. Yaron. And thought it was out, but not. Play on, says the umpire.
It's messy, very messy.
Kantari hovering over the top, and we're going to get a ball up on the centre wing right in front of your TV.
Turnovers so far for St Mary's this quarter have been very, very costly. They're just got to be a little bit cleaner with the ball in hand.
So Smith
again with that first touch, and he'll actually get another crack at it here. A nice little handball off as Josh Heath tries to get the bounce and doesn't. Puts it quickly onto the foot. Jay McGrath, who has moved forward, snaps it in off the right boot. This looks all right, but it's just gone to the right side of the post there. Saints just can't quite get on the board, boys.
Yeah, when they're clean around those stoppages, you see, Jake, they do get the ball forward. They're just not making the most of those opportunities. And I'd imagine today, they've got to finish every opportunity they go inside 50 to give themselves a chance.
So the Saints are 3-7-25 to Nightcliff, 8-5-53 as Satanto help and marks the ball.
He's done a mountain of work today, boys, already.
Well, it's interesting to see O'Halpin back, and McGrath also has worked his way up into the forward line and looked good there, and probably that might be something that Rick Nolan keeps doing because he's sort of that X-factor player in that forward line, a bit of a stronger body as well, so maybe he stays up in that forward line.
So St Mary's looking to attack again. O'Halpin, Smith on the outer side, and we're going to have a boundary throw. And I was just looking up at the Nightcliff forward line. There's a good matchup there, Cam Eilert and Vallejo, who would have done it a fair bit over the years, but together.
Played a lot of footy together over the years, so a very interesting matchup there.
Wonder what... Iggy's one of those players, like he's a quiet, very polite guy, but he's got quite good banter, and I think he's probably said a few cheeky things to his old pal this afternoon, especially after he copped one around the eyebrows from O'Halpin. He's probably smarting a bit as Saw Smith brings it in.
Mark Noonan plucked a free kick there. I don't know what it was for. Play on the ball, gets over the back to Kantari. And
Look at that. What a goal.
So Kantari gets his first.
Interesting contest. Ryan Smith put it into the forward line for someone to jump at it. Not one St Mary's jumped at the ball. Nightcliff fumble. And yeah, Kenthari, great finish. So
almost kicked that over his own shoulder, I think.
Yeah, very impressive finish. So obviously, they've just got to keep generating these inside 50s. When they're
look at that, they've got in each other's road, really.
When they're clean with the ball, they do generate these scoring opportunities. So they've created plenty of them, but they've just got to make sure that they finish again. So really important at this centre square bounce to get the next clearance and get a goal before half time.
Yeah, if Saints can get the next one, they'll go into half time very happy, I think. So we've got a stoppage here. Someone crept inside the square.
Satento helping with a free kick, looking to put it back inside 50 for Nightcliff.
He's done a mountain of work today, boys. He's been up forward. I don't think he's had a rotation at all this quarter in terms of off-field, but he's been on-field, forward, in the ruck. He's just about done everything. He's been across half-back as well. So mountain of work for him in this second quarter.
Young Kurungai on the mark there from the young lad from Whatever in his first Premier League game, as Satanta O'Halpin looks to put it inside 50, butchers the ball.
Yeah, it's a bit of a worm burner.
St Mary's looking to rebound off the back flank. Ball in dispute, although good. No mark paid. Play on, says the umpire.
Kale Cossack.
Cossack puts it inside.
Kane Riley there has been very good today off half-back. He's reads the play really well. He's extremely athletic. As they're running down here, Elliot Powell chucks it in.
And it's half-time here at TIO Stadium as Nightcliff 8-5-53 to the Saints 4-7-31. We'll be back really soon with the second half.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, entering below control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1, bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
back here for the second half of St Mary's versus Nightcliff. Nightcliff 8-5-53, Saints 4-7-31. As we get underway, a bit of a throw / over the shoulder there. St Mary's looking to clear early. Musgrove looks to put it inside 50, but it's all Nightcliff. Hodgie, what did you take out of the first half, mate?
Yeah, I think obviously St Mary's very good in that start of that second quarter, and then Nightcliff fought back and really asserted themselves on the game. So interesting first half, two very different distinctive styles of play.
And Jake, have we got an update from the first half on injuries and send-offs, mate?
Yeah, a bit from the Nightcliff sheds that'll be interesting is that, so yeah, Zach O'Halpin, he was sent from the field earlier and reported for that misdiscretion on Iggy Vallejo. So we'll probably hear plenty more on that one throughout the week, but he'll be taking no further part in the match. The same thing for Ryan Althouse, as we just get speared into the middle and left-footed there, but it looks like it's gone just...
No, it's a goal.
No, it's gone through the middle.
So Nightcliff get the opener there.
Liam Holt-Fitz chucked it straight onto the left boot and chucked it through. It's a great start, very similar to the first quarter, actually, with Nightcliff getting a goal straight off the bat. They'll be very happy with that. Cam Eilert playing a crucial role, getting it into there. Jules Lockwood, as you can see there on the replay with the mark and then spearing it in. Great start for Nightcliff, and they'll be loving that as they, I guess, try and have that exact same start as they did in the first half. As I was saying,
just going back, Jake. Yeah. So, can you give us an update on that concussion?
Yeah, Ryan Althouse Cooper is won't take any further part in the game. He does have a pretty serious concussion, but he is communicating. He's fine, and hopefully we'll see him back in the next couple of weeks. But he'll also be taking no further part in the game, meaning that Nightcliff are down 2 rotations as we go into a pretty hot second half.
So a bit of a scrap here in the middle again. It's a really scrappy game around some of these contests. And the umpire says, give me the ball, I will ball it up. So we're back underway here. Smith with the tap down. Musgrove gets it outside. Another scrap. Could have been holding the man. Play on, says the umpire. Ball spills out. Nightcliff looking to put it back inside 50 with a nice kick there. And over the back, St Mary's trying to clean up in Raf Clark. Nearly turns it over. Good pressure here from Nightcliff, holding it inside the attacking half with the handball outside from St Mary's. Out on the wing now. Nightcliff looking to bring the ball back in. They're turning it over a bit, aren't they, Hodgie?
Yeah, very scrappy again early on here. Plenty of pressure, which is causing those turnovers. Nightcliff a little bit cleaner with the ball at the moment going forward.
Good grab there from Jules Lockwood as he turns around, chucks it onto the right boot inside 50.
Play on, says the umpire, gets over the back, and it's another goal.
That's Liam Holt-Fitz again. He's chucked one onto the right foot, one onto the left foot round the corners, and he's got 2 goals in about 2 minutes.
2 in a row for the younger fella, so that pushes Nightcliff's lead 10-5-65 to the Saints, 4-7-31. 2 goals in 3 minutes, Hodgie. They're looking good in the second half, sorry.
Yeah, just again a bit cleaner Nightcliff going forward. Obviously, the St Mary's defender on both occasions there just gave Liam Holt-Fitz a little bit too much space. And when you give a player of that class too much space, he's going to finish on you. So he's done that twice really well.
Rick Nolan will be filthy with this start. Absolutely filthy. He always talks about getting boys up and about early and making sure that you start and finish quarters strong, and they could not have started this one worse. And when you're behind on the scoreboard already, you really need to start strong. So Saints are really going to have to do what they did to start the second quarter and really try and make an impact with a couple of quick goals.
So Kantari with the hands inside to Smith. St Mary's looking to put it back inside 50. Courage there shown, but 2 St Mary's players took each other out. There's another scrap. Ball over the shoulder. Play on, says the umpire. Kick outside. Is that Big Smith on the outside? He does. Sells a bit of candy. Puts it inside 50 and a...
Oh, he's got that.
Nah, it's going to be chopping the arm. So A free kick to St. Mary's here.
Jackie Musgrove will go back. He missed his first attempt from set shot, but I think he likes this side a little bit better. And although he is limping a bit and looks a little bit sore, as Saul Smith comes over and gives him a pat on the back and says, "Take your time, mate. Put this one through the middle. We need it." And as he comes in here, it'll be interesting to see if he can put him back on the board. He probably needs this one for his confidence and the team scoring as well.
So on the approach now, and he's pushed it out to the right. So Saints move to 4-8-32. Nightcliff 10-5-65. 5 minutes played in the third quarter. Hodgie.
Yeah, pretty scrappy going inside 50 there, but obviously got the shot on goal, and Jackie Musgrove just needed to finish it but couldn't.
So 3-on-1 around Big Sauce. A flick out the back there from Musgrove. Ball in dispute here again. St. Mary's looking to attack.
Haley chucks that one in. Good contest in the middle, but yeah, nicely done by Kane Riley as he comes over the top. That's about the 6th or 7th time he's done that today. And yeah, comes back, stays in the contest and puts it out and gets Nightcliff out of trouble.
Musgrove flies with 2 Nightcliff players. Ball back in dispute. Oh, a nice kick inside, and Nightcliff are away here.
Oh, Fitz again. He's everywhere.
Here's Big O helping. Good spoil there from St. Mary's.
Hale saying, "Hey, mate." Even young Musgrove getting on the action there.
Tandero helping to kick another goal. So they've got 3
that
in
is a great goal off the left foot. And he's letting the boys know it. He says to Johnny A, he's like, "How about that off the left foot?"
Yeah, Nightcliff just got the overlap there. Raf Clark came up to impact the contest, couldn't quite impact it. Jules Lockwood sat behind, little kick forward. Lockwood's then handball to Satana, who's then finished really well. Still a bit going on here.
Yeah, getting pretty fiery as we get into this third quarter here. O'Halpin pointing and saying, "I don't agree with what these boys are doing, but mate, if he's letting his boots do the talking, and I think that's all he really needs to do, because he's got a couple of goals now and he's having a real impact on this game."
It's really interesting at the start of this quarter. Obviously, Nightcliff has started really well. St. Mary's getting their hands on the footy, but just not being clean with it. They need to clean up. First grab, get the ball forward, and just their decision-making going forward's been poor.
McLeod and Smith back in the middle. Looks like Nightcliff are going to get the clearance here. Could have been a high. Play on, says the umpire. Inside 50 now for St. Mary's. That Valagio?
No, Jaden McGrath chucks it off the right boot. Puts it into a pretty dangerous spot. Picked up there. Oh, snap off the left. The umpire's looking like they're coming in, and that is a fantastic goal. Big Sing.
Great pressure from Joshy Heath through the middle of the ground. Provided an opportunity for them to go inside 50. Jaden McGrath, really well done one-on-one and seeing great finish on goal.
That is a great goal. And he's one of the debutants today, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. First game for the footy club and NTFL, so very exciting for him to kick his first goal.
Yeah, that'll be one for the memory bank for him. And as I said earlier, I think Jaden McGrath probably needs to spend a bit more time up in that forward line. He's looked very dangerous when he's up there, and he gives them another option. A bit of a bigger body, a bit of an older body, and you can see him sitting there at half forward now. Maybe he spends a bit more time up forward after spending the majority of the first half down back.
So back in the middle now. Could be a throw, and he's going to be pinged for a throw.
St. Mary's have upped their intensity with their pressure now here, boys, which is...
So Joshy Heath gets on his bike and puts it inside 50, looking for Big Smith.
Oh,
and he's dropped it. Play on, says the umpire. Ball in dispute inside 50 for St. Mary's.
Smith's had another go at another snap around the corner. Didn't quite get this one. Joshy Heath might, though.
Joshy Heath.
It's ricocheted off the right middle. Geez, that was one that they could have really used then, Nico.
5-9-39 the Saints. Nightcliff 11-5-71. 9 minutes played in the third quarter. So good mark out there by the Nightcliff players. He moves it streaming down the wing, outer wing, puts it inside 50, but Raf Clark mops up for the Saints there.
Clayton Holmes just come off clutching his shoulder. He doesn't look like he's in a real good way now. Yeah, he's down. He's in all sorts. So obviously that could have a few more repercussions as the game goes on, purely because that if he's out for the game, which looks like a dislocated shoulder, that might leave Nightcliff with just one on the bench, coming with still a quarter and a half to play. Raf Clark inserting himself into the game and moving forward. A big bomb.
Sits it on the top of the head down there in the pack. Nightcliff mopping up, and they're bringing it back outside of their 50. And a good contest down there in the pocket, Hodgie.
Yeah, they've definitely lifted their intensity in these last couple of minutes, St Mary's, which has provided a lot of opportunities for them to go inside 50, unfortunately giving away the free kick here.
See Kale Cossack there warming up as the ball comes down on this scoreboard side. Haley gets up, but drops in the end as Musgrove also doesn't quite get a clean handle on it.
So here's Cam Eilert, drops probably what he should have taken for a man of that standard. Great contest. Mark Noonan says holding the ball, puts it back inside 50 for Nightcliff, and a great mark there.
Cam Eilert in a lot of trouble down here, boys. There's another head collision for Iggy Vallejo.
Bricknell moves it on quickly, and Elliot Powell gets the goal for Nightcliff. So it's all been Nightcliff in this third quarter, Hodgie.
Yeah, Matty Bricknell, every time he's touched the ball today, has generally ended up in a positive scoring opportunity for Nightcliff. Well done again there. Not selfish, centred the ball, and obviously get the goal.
So Nightcliff 12-5-77 to the Saints 5-9-39.
Look at this.
As we look at the replay now.
Right on the temple. Iggy Vallejo is going to have a very sore head tomorrow, fellas. It's been copping an absolute workout today, but as you can see on the replay here, Nightcliff, again, just using that ball really well inside 50.
Yeah, Bricknell just class, good composure, good decision-making, good finish.
Beautiful play. As you said before, Hodgie, Bricknell's been absolutely outstanding today, and Elliot Powell finishing off with probably the easiest goal he'll kick all year in round one.
So Satando helping, wins the clearance there, but it's Raf Clark mopping up again for the Saints. He's having a good game.
He's been outstanding.
So Raf Clark moves it outside of 50, looks for Smith, finds him on the wing. They're playing it down a bit now, Hodgie. They're not rushing forward as quick as they were.
Yeah, St Mary's just maintaining possession of the footy here, very smart. Control the tempo of the game.
Raf Clark looking here, and he finds him. Very nice play there. Raf just slowly worked his way into that position as he spears it in, and Singh has another opportunity. Didn't get a lot of game time in that first half that I saw, but he's inserted himself nicely into this forward line.
Yeah, very smart ball movement there by St Mary's. Raf Clark, great intercept mark across half back, and they just maintain possession, control the footy, and they've got Singh on the India having a shot for goal.
So Singh 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle to get a much-needed goal for the Saints. Up in the air, and he's pushed it to the left. So Saints move to 5-10-40. Nightcliff 12-5-77 as they move it out quickly. Nightcliff on the attack here.
Sort of opening up here if we can get a clean possession here.
Julian Lockwood on the outer wing looks to put it back inside the corridor. They're going to turn it over here. So St Mary's back on the attack through Musgrove.
Great kick from Musgrove.
Go outside here now, looking to put it inside 50 are the Saints. Singh caught behind, gets the ball. Good hands over the top.
Finds
Kick
McMurray
on goal. Justin Cooper, and it's rushed through from behind it. So the Saints 5-11-41 to Nightcliff, 12-5-77. Andrew Hodges.
They're still trying to play this fast tempo footy, Nightcliff, with one on the bench. It'd be interesting to see if they can maintain this tempo.
Nice mark by Kane Riley there as he speeds it up forward.
So we've just got a blood rule here with little Justin Super Cooper coming off, it looks like.
Yeah, he copped a knock in the contest just for that rush behind that went through, and he's obviously copped one around the chops. Young McMurray coming on. Oh, sorry, Musgrove.
Musgrove by 2.
There's too many Musgroves in this side today. So Nightcliff with a free kick off half back. Looks to move it out to the outer wing.
It's Patrick Cossat on the far side there.
So good contest there by Kantari. Good pressure here. But does Nightcliff get it outside, move it forward inside 50 or just outside, and it's inside 50 now. And looks like we're going to get a boundary throw in.
Nightcliff been able to clear the ball a couple of times and just through weight of numbers, getting numbers around the contest and able to clear the ball forward.
Cam Eilert there with the ice pack on the head, the hair up, and getting a well-earned break after playing a lot of minutes today. Be interesting to see if he does play any further part in the game. He is on the bench, so you'd like to think that he will come back.
Phil Wheels in the background there too as Nightcliff get the clearance.
Holt Fitz again.
Again, boys, Matt Bricknell again just smart in that contest and hit Holt Fitz. So, like I said earlier, every time Matty Bricknell touches the ball, it's turned to goal.
So
Holt Fitz doesn't look confident as he strides back, kind of hoping that someone will think, but he's having another think, and he wipes the hands and spins the ball and says, you know what, I might have an actual go at this. He'll probably kick it from just inside the 50.
So Holt Fitz on the approach and the kick straight over the goal umpire's hat. So Nightcliff get another goal.
And that's his third for the quarter too, boys.
Jeez, he's having an outstanding game. Nightcliff 13-5, 83 to the Saints, 5-11-41. Talk us through this one, Hodgie.
Yeah, look, again, just a bit of pressure around there. Matt Bricknell really clean here with his hands and hit Holt Fitz. Holt Fitz has missed most of this year. He's a Thunder-listed player. Didn't play a game this season due to a back injury. Played for the academy early in the year, and it's great to see him out there after all the rehab he's done and all the hard work he's done. To see him out there today, and he's getting the rewards with 3 goals in this quarter. Very exciting young player.
Yeah, he enjoyed that one, and I think he's one of those guys who really just gets into the right positions. And sometimes you just need those guys in the forward line, and when the ball comes around, he just happens to be standing in the right point. As Nightcliff again, Cam Eilert, he's back and has an impact straight away.
Here's Big Satan putting it inside 50 now for Nightcliff.
It's a big roost.
Hold on, we've got a free kick downfield. Looks like for a late hit on Satan O'Halpin from Anthony Hale, was it?
Probably Haley, yeah, as Satant will line up and probably kick one from just out. Oh, no. Jules has got it downfield. Jules Lockwood, he'll be looking to kick another one. And this one will make it very difficult for St Mary's coming into...
They were 42 points down a second ago. Now they're 48 points down the Saints. Saints in real trouble here. Saints 5-11-41 to Nightcliff. 14-5-89, Hodgie.
Yeah, look, Saints very clean around this stoppage. Yeah, that's probably the difference at the moment, and probably has been all day. Just the cleanliness around stoppages, clean hands, and the ability to be able to get it forward inside 50 and let their forwards go to work. And so far, they're kicking a winning score. Probably a little bit lucky there to get that free shot on goal, but nonetheless, Jules Lockwood goes back and nails it.
Yeah, Jules Lockwood with a big grin on his face, and he's... I think he's kicked a couple today, and a couple of them been pretty easy through a couple of frees. So he's having a good day of it, Jules. He's been very good out in front and a good target. And so is O'Halpin, who played a key role in that one as well, along with Cam Eilert.
O'Halpin mopping up his own mess, puts it back. Nightcliff looking to move inside 50 again. Over the head there, St Mary's player should have probably taken that.
Yeah, Jimmy McMurtry didn't quite get the hands
on it. The
soccer
off the ground is a goal. Jeez, they've got another one.
It's Liam Holt Fitz again. That's his 4th for the quarter. He's been up and about. His work rate in that forward line, capitalised on his direct opponent who fumbled that ball and was able to soccer it off the ground to get that goal.
Liam Holt Fitz is quite outstanding. What a ridiculous quarter we're seeing.
Yeah, look, again here around this stoppage, just Nightcliff's ability to be clean, hit a target and use it well. Farron James here gets the ball inside, gets it dangerous. They just keep moving this ball nice and quick inside 50 and they get another shot on goal and goal.
Also, you can see like the likes of Kane Riley got his hands on the ball there and helped get it forward. And when your guys coming off the half-back line are playing a key role, getting that ball into the mids, that always helps. And then you saw at the back end of that replay there.
So back underway in the middle, Smith and O'Halpin do battle again. Ball out on the wing. Vallejo puts it to the wing now.
Nick Aaron, a player we haven't seen too much this quarter after a great second quarter, but he sprints his way off the wing, and that's going to be out on the full. And I tell you what, it's sort of falling apart here for the green and gold, and they're going to have to do something very quickly down by so many points as Nightcliff worked their way back in it, and Kane Riley again. He's been very good today. Played just a crucial role off half-back, intercepting marks, and he was the one who really started that last play off as well. As he takes his time here, has a look around, spears it back into the middle, but it's pretty open play there. Ryan Moo does well and chucks it back out.
Dangerous kick and well mopped up there by Ryan Moo.
So O'Halpin on the outer wing. They're out to 54 points now, the Nightcliff Tigers. He puts it inside 50. So we've got another mark inside 50 here.
Baron James kicks it bang from 50.
Top of the square, and it's going to be rushed, or punched over, sorry, for another behind.
Jules Lockwood looks at the hands and says, what happened there?
A very good defender, John Anstey's made sure that ball went through for a point.
So the Saints looking to get a goal, although it's Raph Clark.
He certainly led from the front today, Raph Clark. That's a beautiful kick into
Hits
the middle
up Musgrove.
there to Musgrove to another one. And they'll spear it down the right flank here and hope to create something. They really need to very quickly as well.
Musgrove to Musgrove.
We're hoping that would happen, boys, and it's happened. That's great.
So they've turned it over here, the Saints, although there's a high tackle there and a free kick to the Saints, who need a much needed goal, Jake.
Yeah, boys, if they can get another one here, at least they'll get up and about for the end of this third quarter. We're 21 minutes in, 96-41. But, you know, if they can get a couple more towards the end of the quarter, at least that's something that Coach Rick Nolan can get around the boys and say, look, boys, let's try and really work hard here. We can get a good start into that fourth and try and at least make Nightcliff a little bit nervous, but they've got to start converting these 50-50 chances as Jay McGrath comes in quite composed, chucks it on the right boot, looks off to the left, and it is, but Ryan Smith with a nice grab there, straight onto the chest. He's going to have to try and swing around a little bit if he wants to convert this one. He points at the umpire and lets him know.
Is he right footer, Hodgie, that you're aware of?
He is. He'll wheel around here, and I think he'll nail this to big Ryan. So
they definitely need it. They're down by 55 points as it stands right now, are the Saints. As he plays on,
that's it.
Commentators curse Hodgie. We've stunk that one up for the big boys. So the Saints,
times today, haven't I?
5-12, 42.
They're getting plenty of their hands on the footy. It's just their decision making and at key times fumbling the footy that's letting them down. But I'm sure they'll clean it up and get it right.
Cam Eilert to O'Halpin. Raph Clark stands the mark. So the Saints 5-12, 42 to Nightcliff 15-6, 96. 22 minutes played in the third quarter.
Oh, Fitz again, a little sidestep as he marks that ball. That's very, very great play. Chucks it into the open space.
Matt Bricknell now on the burst. Looks like he's going to get another one.
Oh no, he's absolutely bombed it. That's probably the first bad thing that he's done today, but still beautiful play from Nightcliff.
He dead set stunk that one up, Hodgie.
Well, he had a bit too much time.
Yeah, look, impressive. Satanta off half back. Great kick to Liam Holt fits in the middle. They just move. They keep continuing to move the ball quickly, even though they're down to one on the bench, maybe two. They continue to move the ball quickly and create opportunities for themselves.
So Smith demanding the ball out on the outer wing to get them out of trouble. Here's Singh, nice little handball off to Musgrove. Musgrove puts it into the middle. Might be coming back though. Ball in dispute in the middle of the ground.
Oh, nicely done by Josh Heath.
Josh Heath.
That one, got a quick handball away.
Here's Musgrove on the attack.
Nicky Yarran gets probably enough hands on it.
Puts it out into space. I can't see that player. It looks like he's labouring a bit. The ball goes out of bounds. And umpire Mark Noonan's going to pay deliberate out of bounds. So a free kick to St Mary's in their forward pocket at the Michael Long Centre end.
Geordie Collins moved up into that forward pocket, played down back most of the game. Prefers the left foot, so it's not an ideal side for him. So we'll see what he tries to do if he bends it around or he finds someone into the middle. Not a lot of movement there for him.
Goes a banana, and it's rushed through for a behind to the Saints. So they move to 5-13, 43. Nightcliff 15-7, 97. 24 minutes played in the third quarter, and they're away here, Jake.
Yeah, look at them go again here. Ryan Moo, gee, he's got speed to burn and usually uses the footy really well as it moves inside 50. Hale Hale probably needed to attack that a lot better. And this looks like it'll come in for an easy goal for Bricknell. Oh, and he doesn't stuff this one up. Chucks it through the middle. Says, I stuffed the last one up, but boys, this one's mine. Him and O'Halpin get together, and that's another goal for the boys.
Yeah, coast-to-coast footy. They're obviously quick kicking. It's amazing. They maintain this quick style of footy that they want to play. Get the ball on the outside. Super clean, good decision-making. You see here, I don't think a St Mary's player touched the footy, although they did.
McMurray got his left mid on it. But from there, they didn't. Ryan Moo, smart, composed, just chucked it over into the space.
And just continually kick it to advantage of their teammates here. And
Hale's blowing a bit here, but he probably needed to attack that a little bit harder.
Yeah, very impressive by Powell. He's played a really good game today.
Yep.
So was this young fella.
Yep. Yeah, he's been as good as anyone on the field today, Bricknell, and despite not getting the ideal result with his last goal, he made sure of that one, and he's got a couple now as the ball goes up.
Mark Noonan throws the ball up. Taken out
Kane Riley
of the ruck there.
Done.
Ball inside 50. Raph Clark down there for St Mary's trying to mop up. Ball still in dispute, and we're going to have a boundary throw in, Hodgie.
Yeah, Nightcliff again, super clean around that stoppage, get it inside 50. Plenty of inside 50s equals the big score, so at the moment they're doing that. Saints just need to tighten up a little bit here in this defensive 50, make sure they're one-on-one and try and get the ball going their way.
Pretty incredible, but by the start of this third quarter, the game was still anyone's after Saints finished the second quite strongly. But yeah, this is really blown out in the third here, and I think what Rick Nolan will be saying to his boys will be going, come on, still plenty of football left in this one, and let's show a bit of spirit. We've got 6 guys on debut, and it's probably up to the likes of Johnny Anstez and Ryan Smith, as you can see there. Great effort from him to get out. As Josh Heath spears it out, it's a dangerous kick.
Musgrove done well then to out-muscle his opponent. Cooper gets on his bike, although it's
doesn't
coming.
do enough with it, unfortunately, young Musgrove. And Ryan Moo chucks out. You'll probably see this one go out for a boundary throw-in. But what would Chris Bucks be saying to the boys, Hodgie, trying to, obviously when you're up by about 60 points exactly, what's he saying?
I think you just want to maintain your game plan, which seems like they have. They've wanted to move the ball quickly, and they've done exactly that. So I think he'd be sitting back in the box pretty pleased right now.
Ball back inside now from the boundary umpire. Smith tries to get it out. Some good circle work there. We're getting a free kick and it's holding the ball.
The positive for St Mary's here, boys, is that the young players are continually to apply pressure, and their effort's been really good. They have got a very young side today, but they continue to put that pressure on.
Big climb in the fist over there. So we're going to have another boundary throwing centre wing.
Clayton Holmes. He's been very impressive off half back for them. He's come forward and defended a lot and punched the ball out of bounds.
He's playing with one shoulder too. You can see he can't even lift his left shoulder at the moment, but he's still coming in with reckless abandon to those packs and hitting them really well.
So inside 50 go Nightcliff again. Satanta one-on-one. And he's going to win the free kick for holding.
Kane Riley again has just been sensational. Got that ball and chucked it on the right boot quickly. He's been outstanding today.
Satanta just tried to give it off to Kenny Island. The ball's coming back. The siren's gone to end the third quarter. So Satanta with the shot about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Satanta taking his time here as the Saints players give him a friendly word of advice. Satanta on the approach. Now 35 metres out. And he's dobbed it. So another goal to Nightcliff to round out the three-quarter time break at 16-7, 103 to Nightcliff. Saints 5-13, 43. We'll be back in just a moment.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
1,300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
Jackson.
Does a 360, Nightcliff.
Farron James, that looks pretty good.
Farron James.
That is straight through.
Straight through the middle there. So Nightcliff 17-7, 109 to the Saints. 5-14, a 44, 3 minutes played in the final quarter.
Great leg speed by Holt Fitz there to pull him straight onto the left foot. And again, as Hodgie has said a few times, it's that way they're getting off half back and moving straight up and really making the most of their opportunities as they start working with good hands. Apart from here from Dirksen, who kind of bobbled it around for a bit, but then got it into the right places.
Definitely been a ploy for them today to move that ball on as quick as they possibly can, and it's paid off for them, again in that instance as well. So definitely playing a real positive, quick brand, territory brand of footy, if you like.
So Smith with the tap down, ball in dispute again in the middle here. Cammy Eilert trying to win the ball out. Umpire says play on. Musgrove with the hands out. And Nightcliff looking to move it out inside 50 now. A big spoil on there. Holt Fitz gets the kick away. Don't know how. Satandro helping. Just gets the handball away.
Powell. Oh, and O'Halpin comes through and kicks another one. That's his easiest of the day. Pumps the fist about it too. Jeez, he's been good for his first game, hasn't he?
He's still got it, the old boy.
Yeah, he's done a mountain of work, boys. He's been in the ruck. Obviously, there've been a couple down on the bench, which means he's had to stay out there for most of the game, but he's been very impressive in the ruck, work for rate forward. I think it's been a fairly good debut for him for the Nightcliff Tigers.
And, I think just having that AFL experience, 88 games, that helps as well. And he comes up against a great defender in Johnny Anstez for most of the game. But, when you've played against that AFL level competition, you just know how to put your body in the right positions, the right place to make. He knows when to go into the ruck. He knows when to go forward. And, he's having a great impact on the game as the Saints move it forward. And a big fly there from McGrath.
Ball snapped over the shoulder and through for another behind to the Saints. So they move to 5-15, 45. Nightcliff 19-7, 121. As Nightcliff look to move outside of their defending 50. Bit of a tussle here and a good mark, although it's dropped and out. Ralph Clark sees it out for a boundary throw-in on the wing.
He's been good today, Elliot Powell. Not one of the more heralded players in this Nightcliff side, but he's been very strong over the ball. He's taken some good marks and played a key role in a couple of crucial goals as well, as Jules Lockwood looks very good tapping that one down. Iggy Vallejo does what he does best and intercepts that one off the back pocket.
So Vallejo puts it inside, down the wing to Josh Heath. Josh Heath hasn't been too bad today. He's only a little unit, is he? He's put on a few good 1-2 steps, the little man. Good pressure there from Holt Fitz, touching the ball. Smith flies, can't mark it, gets a handball out. Here's little Super Cooper with the handball strapped up. He handballs straight over the line. Is the umpire going to pay it? No, it's going to be a throw-in. So good play there by Cooper.
He'll be devastated that his haircut's being strapped down by that bandaging, wouldn't he?
He's looking sharp, the little unit, with I love that sort of the blonde yellow sort of vibe, the mop. Anyway, ball back here. Smith wins the ball down. Nightcliff with the clearance, although it looks like it's going to come back in. Good pressure there from Holt Fitz, but defending well.
The skipper's been good today. Nathan Brown always is, knows what to do. Actually, their whole backline's been pretty solid today. Nightcliff, known for their attacking prowess a lot of the time, but geez, they've been good today.
So Musgrove does well, 2-on-1, keeps the ball alive for the Saints. It's a bit scrappy. Play on, says the umpire. Little Joshy Heath goes, gets the ball out. Ball comes back inside 50 for St Mary's.
McMurray just couldn't quite get the bounce there. They were on there, the Saints, but as it tends to be when things aren't going your way, they continue to, and just couldn't get it to sit up there when they had about 3-on-1.
So the ball back into play now. St Mary's looking to score a goal. Josh Heath loses the ball.
Powell again, strong around the ball. Kane O'Reilly, well done. Oh, little scoop from McMurray there. Second scoop of the day. That's great. Good hands by Haley.
St. Mary's looking to put it back into Singh. But unfortunately, it's out of bounds on the full. Nightcliff will get the free kick in their back pocket.
Northcliff's pressure today, boys, has been outstanding. They've put a lot of pressure on the St. Mary's ball carrier and caused those turnovers.
Geez, Jules Lockwood has been good today. He's in the ruck at the moment, giving a Halpin a bit of a break. And whether he's been up forward or at half forward or even now in the ruck, he's been very good today.
Especially in the last 5 minutes, Jake, he's been outstanding.
Yeah.
Nightcliff back on the attack here. Kantari tries to wrap up for St. Mary's.
He's done well there, Kantari.
He has. He's done extremely well, the young fella.
Chucks it on the ground as well, and
it's a good
Henry Labastida in the right spot. Goes forward. Saints getting away here. Super Cooper jumps in. Has a little look. Probably wants to get rid of it pretty quickly. No. Oh, no. Henry Labastida slips at the exact wrong time. Good pressure there from Musgrove to try and halt that. But, yeah, again, as Hodgie said a few times, key turnovers, and now Nightcliff are out, and they had about 6 players to choose from there in the forward line.
Just unforced skill errors of probably what hurt the most, and obviously it's a very inexperienced St. Mary's side. Plenty of guys making their debut today. In that occasion there, I think Coops just didn't quite hit his target inside. Right idea, but just didn't execute. And they need to execute those against sides like Nightcliff if they want to get themselves in the game.
Yeah, Zach Durson going to probably kick this one from about 45 out. I think that's his first shot on goal today, so let's see how he comes through. Probably does. Oh, it's absolute shanked. It's missed by about 30 metres off to the right.
He's butchered it, the young fella. But it's
okay. Mind having that one again, but when you're up by about 60, 70 points, it's all right.
So St. Mary's looking to move it out of their defensive 50. Nightcliff 19-7, 121 to the Saints. 5:15, 45, 10 minutes played.
Hard there. Vallejo makes a smart decision, as he usually does, although under a bit of pressure. Nick Yarron with the ball. Vallejo, oh, uncharacteristic bounce, gets himself in a bit of trouble with Ryan Moo, but gets out of it. This is messy stuff at the moment. Boy, he's tiring in his first game of the year as it comes inside 50, and big chokes by Paddy
Cam
White.
Eilert on screaming inside. Gets a goal for Nightcliff. Cam Eilert, he's been sensational debuting for Nightcliff today, Hodgie.
Yeah, look, he's had a really good game, as you always expect from Cammy, but Nightcliff's pressure through the middle of the ground then, caused those turnovers from St. Mary's, and obviously they capitalise going the other way. It's probably one of the big differences today, and I think Rick Nolan will be sitting back in the box at the moment, just hoping for his boys to maintain possession of the ball, maybe take a bit of momentum off the game and just control that tempo a little bit. You can see here, a bit rushed through that pressure.
There's that turnover, Hodgie, as you mentioned, and that's been all day for St. Mary's. They've just made those simple errors in the middle of the ground and paid for it at the other end.
So Nightcliff 27-127 to the Saints, 5:15, 45. It's starting to get a bit embarrassing now.
Yeah, well, look, St. Mary's knew this was going to be a tough game. When you're playing 6 debutants in a first game of the season where there's a lot of unknowns, it's always going to be tricky, but I think they can hold their heads high. There's been a lot of things to be proud of today. I think Ryan Smith's been very good. I thought Jaden McGrath's played quite well as well. So there's Raph Clark's led well from the front. So there's a lot to look forward to, and these young guys have got a game under their belt, and nothing beats experience. So you can see Nicky Yarron here trying and Josh Cheek in his first game. So there's plenty to like St. Mary's, but yeah, they definitely want to try and get a few more on the board as the game goes on. A lot of tired legs, as you can expect in that first game of the season as well.
And those young Musgrove brothers, Hodgie, have been really impressive today too, haven't they?
Yeah, they've worked really hard. Obviously, first games, great experience for them, but St. Mary's know they've got plenty of experience to come back in with the Rioli brothers and Mikey Coombs and plenty of other guys. So they've got plenty to look forward to in the coming weeks when those guys come back in the side. So
we're going to have another boundary throw-in on the inner wing here at TIO Stadium. Nightcliff 27-127 to the Saints. 5:15, 45, 12 minutes played in the final quarter.
Not too accountable here at this stoppage. There's Nightcliff players by themselves everywhere and Saints players.
Smith gets up,
Smith
gets the
with
tap. Paul Smith, I think he's had about 10 taps to directly to advantage to the Tigers today. He's been a bit unlucky.
So we've got a throw here. So a free kick to St Mary's. Looks like the little Super Cooper, who sort of does somewhat resemble Roxette with that hair.
That is just debacle right there. But anyway, they've got out of it. The ball is up for grabs right here in the heart of the Nightcliff defence, but they've... Oh, McMurray jumps in round, but cleaned up there at the back.
So Cossack with the kick to the back pocket.
Oh, good toe.
Clayton Holmes screaming down through the middle here. Cam Islet, good spoil there. Although he's going to get a free kick, maybe for a bit too high. He's just pulled up a bit proppy here, Hodgie. Looks like he may have done something, or is just walking it out.
Both players attack the ball pretty hard. Cammy won't go off. He'll stay out there. So
no, he's fine with a kick like that. Look at that, nearly to O'Halpin. O'Halpin's been good in these situations. No, he's thrown it. He's actually thrown at the big boy. So they go inside now.
Malaysia plays it on quickly to Clark. This is looking quite good. If or hasn't quite got away. Although Henry Labastida gets into a good spot. Again, looks to play on but doesn't. Now he does.
Gives
Clark
the hands off to
calls
Clark.
him forward. Oh.
Good contest down there. Big Smith tries to get the wheels going.
Cooper gets his hands on the ball. This is where he works his magic. Finds Clark about 40 out on a slight angle. He deserves a goal today.
Yeah, boys.
He
has worked really hard. He's come off half back a lot, come off his opponent to help teammates. His first game of captain of the footy club, and he can hold his head high. So that first kick inside 50, there wasn't too many numbers moving up forward for Saints. Plenty of numbers for the Tigers back, which caused that first kick to sort of go wide. But they've done really well to maintain possession of the football here and get a shot on goal.
So Raf Clark on the approach, 45 out on the 45-degree angle. He's just pushed it to the right, unfortunately. So the Saints 5-16, 46 to Nightcliff, 27-127, 15 minutes played in the final quarter.
They're very quick on these kick-ins, boys. They've moved it very quickly from that situation all day.
That's certainly been a game plan from Chris Bucks. He said, let's get them moving. And what it does, it allows you to find that space out on the flank a bit quicker, and that's what they've done, and that's how they've got out all day.
Well done, Johnny.
Yeah, nicely done by Johnny A, stopping that movement forward. But Nightcliff, again, they have the ball. If they can get out here, Kane Riley, again, he's just made smart decisions all day and does so again. Cam Islet finds Julian Lockwood.
Jeez, he's had a big game today, hasn't he? Big game for a big man. Puts it
Ryan
to half forward.
Always makes smart decisions and does so again. Nicely done.
Little Musgrove nearly with the spoil there.
Yeah,
but
Paddy White with another chance, and he's very unselfish and chucks it through to O'Halpin.
Big sets hands on the snap, and he's dobbed another one. Geez, haven't minded, although that was a pretty easy goal, wasn't it?
Don't know why he decided to turn it into a snap when he probably could have run and dribbled at him. But, when you've kicked about 5 goals, you can do what you want. And, it's all getting pretty easy for Nightcliff. A lot of tired legs out there, as you can imagine, in the first game of the season for both clubs. But Nightcliff certainly looking to have the stronger legs at this stage of the day.
Yeah, this first game of the season is always a bit tough, boys. Obviously, it's the first real hit out for the guys, and get a bit tighter later in the game. As dominant as Nightcliff have been, St Mary's have still generated 21 scoring shots, which, 55 goals, 16, obviously wouldn't be the ideal. If they'd kicked half of those points, they'd be a little bit closer, I suppose.
Yeah, and as you said, Hodgie, let's not forget there's the likes of Bennett and Chenrioli to come back in, and a couple of other, Mikey Coombs as well. If you can get a Buff Ewing to come back and have another game in that forward line, there's all of a sudden those attacking options look a lot more threatening as well. Not to knock the guys that have done it, but, those experienced players will certainly make a difference when it comes to converting those opportunities.
Absolutely.
So a turnover here, Cam Islet puts the ball forward. We're inside 50 now. Bounces off the chest, ball back in dispute. And we've got another boundary throw in about 45 metres round from the Nightcliff goal.
I've got to say the Nightcliff conditioning's obviously been done quite well by Chris Bucks Cam Eilert and Philip Wills, who are assistant coaches at the moment, because they've only got, I think, one on that rotational bench at the moment, and if anything, they look probably the fitter side at the moment. So, you know, well done to the. It's always hard to get a team up and ready for the first game of the year. You know, you want to make sure that you're pacing your conditioning along with your skills just the right way, as you would know, Hodgie, and you know, Nightcliff certainly look like they've done a good blend of that at the moment.
Looks like they've had a pretty solid pre-season. You know, they've used the ball well. Probably one of the most impressive things for me today is the pressure they've been able to put on the opposition to cause these turnovers. So it's enabled them to really control the game and make the most of their opportunities. They've had 28 scoring shots to 21, so they have been dominant, but Saints have had their opportunities throughout the day.
So we've got the ball back into play here. Saints move it inside 50.
Musgrove with the opportunity here, one-on-one. Cops one in the back, but doesn't get paid. Probably deserved one there. Ryan Moo cleans up, chucks it out to his skipper, who again, we've seen that all day today. The skipper to Cam Island, they make very smart decisions out on this right side of the field.
So ball in dispute on the outer wing. Could have been a free kick for holding. Umpire Noonan says play on.
Oh, that might be one though.
And dropping the ball here, so St Mary's going to get the kick.
Oh, Nick Yarrow does not play on.
So gets the handball off, although Mark Noonan's bringing it back again. Making him run back over, or limp I should say, over the other side of the mark. Raf Clark with the mark at centre half forward for St Mary's now. Trying to milk the 50, umpire Mark Noonan not falling for that one. Although he has milked the 50. Is that commentator's curse reverse, Hodgie?
I think it is. I think the Nightcliff player on the mark just moved a step forward and encroached in that zone there. So umpire Mark Noonan, rightly so, brings him forward. And you know, Raf, like we said earlier, Raf Clark's been fantastic today for Saints. He's tried his heart out and really led from the front. This will be a bit of a reward for his day.
So Captain Clark slots a much needed goal for St Mary's. 6-16-52 the Saints to Nightcliff 21-7. 1:33, 20 minutes gone in the final quarter out here at TIO Stadium.
Yeah, a bit of stink on out of this one, boys. The game slowed down a little bit. Even Nightcliff are trying to maintain a bit of possession of the ball late in the first game, in the fourth quarter. Obviously some tired legs out there. Nightcliff, like we've said all day, are down to that one rotation. So look, really well done by them to be able to run this one out and be in a position they are at the moment.
Tell you what, I like the way that Raf Clark's conducted himself today. He's always had those Peter McFarlanes and Carl Load type players to be the big talkers, the real leaders of the club, and that's worked well for him because it lets him just go about his business. But today he really has led from the front, and you can see that he's really relishing this, you know, leadership role as the skipper. He'll be co-captain with Shannon Rioli when he comes back, but for now he's the outright skipper, and you know, really having a good fist of it. And it's good to see him evolve and take on that other role.
Yeah, absolutely. We see St Mary's draw a free kick there. Jack Musgrove can go back and have another shot on goal to give another goal. But I think if we talk about, you know, Nightcliff and the way they've gone about it today, that the way they've recruited this off-season's been very impressive. They've gone out and got some local guys, very experienced local guys in Cam Eilert, Philip Wills, who's not playing today, Scott McLeod, who's been impressive. But as well as that, the young guys that have stood up today, Liam Holt-Fitz, Matt Bricknell, the Cossack brothers, have all been fantastic all day.
So Musgrove with the kick, and unfortunately hit
that one.
Hit
Hasn't
the
been the best day in front for Musgrove, but he'll learn from this. He's obviously got a bright future, only a young fella, you know, but he's definitely getting himself into the right positions. I am interested, Hodgie. You mentioned Philip Wills before, a guy that we haven't spoken much about today. This guy is a perennial, you know, vote getter in the Nichols Medal, and this is a guy that we get to add to the fold to this Nightcliff side. How much of a difference is he going to make working off the likes of Cam Eilert and Bicknell and these guys in the middle?
Yeah, absolutely, going to be very important. Also, Scott Freeman and Elliot Powell have been fantastic through that midfield as well today. So, yeah, just another midfielder to add in there. So, look, I think they've recruited very impressively, and early on in the season they look very good.
Ball comes out here. There's a lot of space. Jaden No, that was Josh Cheek, sorry. Does well as Nick Yaron picks it up. Has room and time. Not a lot going on here as the pack jumps. Nightcliff should come out of that. Is that in the back?
Yes, it is. So Super Cooper giving away the free kick.
Nathan Brown's hurting too, grabbing the lower back. Although Nick Yaron's not happy about something as Joel Cross gets involved as well.
A bit going on at the moment. Nathan Brown down. Yeah, as you said, Jake, with that back, doesn't look very, very good for Captain Brown.
He went back with the flight of the ball, very courageous.
So Patrick White on the outer wing. Down to Moo. Ryan Moo moves it quickly. Nightcliff trying to get it inside their 50, although good smother there by Raph
Clark
Park.
again, he's not stopping. He's continually trying to lead from the front here, and that's great to see.
Looks like Caleb Walker putting it inside 50 for Nightcliff.
Nicely spoiled there.
Well done by Musgrove there.
Jumps in again as a second effort. That's what you like to see. As Joshy Heath gets his hands on
Heath
the ball
with the
and a nice diving handball to Singh.
Singh with an interesting handball. Ball in dispute here on the wing.
This is a good battle. Yaron and Holt Fitz, two of the best.
He's a little ball terrier. Oh, and umpire Mark Noonan has paid it. And there we go. That's the end of the game. As things fire up here at TIO Stadium. But it was all Nightcliff that game. Nightcliff 21-7. 133 to the Saints, 6-17, 53 here at TIO Stadium. Hodgie, what did you make of it, mate?
Yeah, a little bit fire at the end there. Obviously, Nightcliff very impressive throughout the day. St Mary's, obviously a lot of inexperienced players out there, but they played the game out. They tried really hard.
All right, so just repeating the results there. Nightcliff off to a blinder for round one. Nightcliff 21-7, 133 to the Saints, 6-17, 53. We'll be back next week with St Mary's and the Buffalo. But until then, take care and we'll see you soon.